At 6'5", Tim Robbins is a physically imposing presence in Hollywood, backed by a career of major leading roles and an Academy Award. However, the roots of his career lie outside the polished gates of the traditional studio system. He grew up in New York's Greenwich Village during the 1960s. His father, Gil Robbins, was a folk musician who managed the legendary Gaslight Cafe, a focal point for the city's bohemian art scene. Instead seeking out commercial auditions for television or child film roles, he focused on the craft of live performance. By age 12, he was already acting in experimental street theater productions. He eventually moved to the West Coast to attend the UCLA Film School. He graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Drama in 1981, placing him in the heart of the Los Angeles entertainment industry. Rather than entering the standard Hollywood audition circuit, he and his college friends, including actor John Cusack, founded their own stage. They created the Actors Gang, a theater group dedicated to experimental, often gritty productions. Robbins arrived in the mainstream industry as an experimental theater artist, ready to use stage tools to infiltrate the Hollywood machine on his own terms. He spent his early 20s taking minor television spots on shows like St. Elsewhere and supporting parts in 1980s blockbusters, including the role of the fighter pilot Merlin in Top Gun. His breakthrough came in 1988 as the volatile pitcher Nuke LaLoosh in the hit baseball film Bull Durham. The role established him as a leading man and introduced him to co-star Susan Sarandon, beginning a creative and personal partnership that lasted 2 decades. He avoided the path of the standard romantic lead, instead taking the role of an amoral film executive in Robert Altman's 1992 satire, The Player. The performance earned him the Best Actor award at the Cannes Film Festival. 2 years later, he starred as Andy Dufresne in The Shawshank Redemption. His portrayal of the resilient, wrongfully convicted banker became a defining performance in 1990 cinema. By the mid-1990s, Robbins had used his stage-trained talent to achieve high-tier stardom, giving him the leverage to step behind the camera and write his own stories. His goal as a director was to bring the social weight of experimental theater to the screen. He began with Bob Roberts, a 1992 political mockumentary, a fictional story told in a documentary style, about a corrupt senatorial candidate. He expanded his directorial ambition in 1995 with the capital punishment drama Dead Man Walking, which he wrote, produced, and directed. Critics viewed the film as a rigorous moral inquiry. Roger Ebert described the work not as a standard drama, but as an exercise of philosophy. This approach earned Robbins an Academy Award nomination for Best Director, validating his ability to helm serious, large-scale projects. These successes demonstrated that Robbins could bring the gravity of his theater background to the center of the film industry without diluting the intellectual depth of his work. In 2003, Robbins delivered what many consider his finest performance in Clint Eastwood's Mystic River. He played Dave Boyle, a man struggling with the lifelong psychological trauma of childhood abuse. The industry responded with its highest honors. For this role, Robbins won the Golden Globe, the Screen Actors Guild Award, and the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. In recent years, he has moved into authoritative roles in streaming series, playing the patriarch of a crime family in Castle Rock and the head of an IT department in the sci-fi series Silo. His commercial success runs parallel to his lifelong activism. He has remained a vocal critic of the Iraq War and continues to take the Actors Gang's experimental plays to audiences across the world, from California to Hungary. Tim Robbins is a theater artist who adapted the scale of global cinema to explore philosophy and trauma. He reached the industry's summit as an Academy Award winner without ever abandoning the experimental street theater where he began.